Hello, my name is Alexey Brysenko. It's a DevNet Decoded series. In this stream, we're gonna talk with our new colleagues, Alfonso, aka Poncho, and Shereen. Hi guys, and we are all excited to hear about your role and career paths.
Thank you. Likewise, we're really excited to be here with you today, Alexi.
Likewise.
Yeah, would you please share a few your previous experience with our audience, your responsibilities, your technology stack?
Sure, absolutely. So, Shireen, would you like to go first, or should I proceed?
You can go. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, first of all, I'll thank you for inviting us to this space, Alexi. We're really excited to be part of the DevNet family. So, well, as you mentioned, my name is Alfonso, aka Poncho. I've been at Cisco for over 9 years already, but my role was very different before joining this team. I've been, for most of the time, I've been a consulting engineer, meaning that I used Cisco technologies and solutions to develop infrastructure to deliver networking-based solutions to our customers across different technologies, from collaboration to service provider, enterprise, and lastly, here in Lisbon, Portugal, I was part of the software and automation team, delivering code-based solutions aimed towards automation and orchestration, which were very interesting things. A CI/CD, Net DevOps, many different and challenging solutions. And now, as I'm joining DevNet as a developer advocate, I aim to bring like all that knowledge, all those experiences from using those products, from coding on top of these platforms, to socialize them with the community here as much as possible, right? As I like to say, the good, the bad, and the ugly, they are all things that we can learn off, and that's my main focus here.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Shereen.
Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Shereen Bellamy. I am a developer advocate at DevNet, and prior to my role at Cisco, I was a developer advocate at IBM Research. So I'm not brand new to the developer advocacy space, but I am very glad to be here. Most of my background spans across AI, but AI and applied use cases across various domains. So, one of my more recent stints has been adopting knowledge about, MCP, A2A, and ACP. And so, with that, I'm excited to be at Cisco and understand how I can combine that layer of network and security along with AI.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for sharing this. And for those who watch this stream right now, we stream on a few platforms, including LinkedIn, X, YouTube, and I ask our audience to leave questions to Alfonso and Shireen in the comments, and we will try to address them during the stream. My first question is to you, Poncho. What's been the biggest shift you have seen in network programmability since you started in this field?
That's a very good question. I would say trust. The networking world doesn't evolve as fast as IT in general, as software engineering in general, because these are completely different worlds. And sometimes when we try to change this focus, when we're trying to change how things are done and leave more things under the responsibility of code, of robots, and so on, there's always what I would say, what I would call a resistance. But fortunately, I mean, it's been proven that with very solid foundations and really good programmability products, it is very safe and to leave the things, the heavy lifting, to the code. And it's very rewarding when you work with customers and they are able to improve all their operations, to streamline all their processes using the power of coding on top of their networks. But yeah, it's trust all in all.
Yeah, cool. I agree with you. Shereen, questions for you. What AI tools and frameworks have you found most promising to learn and adopt for your work and life?
Well, work and life, those are two separate. I feel like those are two separate entities. I will say, so like I said in my introduction, in the past, I did a lot of work with AI agents and LLMs mainly. That's the sector that I focused in on in the AI space. And I think within those, I think all of the frameworks are kind of side by side right now, at least to me, in terms of what their specialties lie in. I think that everything is still really fresh. Something that I hope to do, and I'm trying to work on personally, is figure out benchmarking for them. Something that's a little bit easier to tell when I want to use like which agentic framework. So yeah. But personally, just like also for fun, I think Bolt.new is a really fun agent to use. What it does is it basically helps you mock up a whatever like wireframe you want. Like it gets all the UX done for you, which I think is great. That way you can focus on whatever your expertise is, like in with the website. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned about benchmark. Which models or agent you think now is good for security or for networking task?
Yeah, so in that case, what I would measure that based on is compatibility, and like the architecture of how the framework is done. And so, with that being in mind, I think MCP would be the best answer for that. In fact, I think Cisco's kind of answered to that. I think we have tons of videos on MCP and networking and security all compiled together. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Um, yeah, Poncho, I know that you also contribute in open source projects, and you was involved in a few conferences connected with network automation and programmability. Can you share with our audience your contributions here?
Sure, absolutely. My pleasure. I'm going to switch screens here a little bit very quickly. Just if you allow me, here it is. Okay. Yes, this is my repository, my public GitHub repo. And what I would really recommend to all the audience here is to have a profile of your own, have as many repos as you can, because no matter how big or small the code that you put there is, you never know when somebody somewhere in the world is gonna find it useful. What I have here, it's mostly a compilation of some events that I've been part of inside and outside of Cisco, such as the Open Source Summit, some DevOps events as well. And here I have, in the most comprehensive way possible, all my demonstrations of the architecture, steps to replicate all the different processes that we saw during the events. And also, for example, here I have this one from OpenConfig, which is what I presented at the Open Source Summit last year. And also, I've had the chance to be part of some master classes, some technical seminars in universities here in Lisbon. So I always try to create Jupyter notebooks, which is one of my favorite ways of demoing code or teaching things by using interactive code. And when you save those on a repository, you get to save the outputs as well. which is pretty cool because you don't need to run it yourself. You can just have a look at all the outputs here. So yeah, this, if you want to have a look, this is my repository, Poncho Titlan. Everything is public. Everything is there for you to have a look at. And well, I hope that you find it useful. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Yeah, thank you. We have a first question from Jokrit. Probably you have heard. For each of the DAs, what is the most exciting part technology for you?
Parts technology. That's, like a side technology or something we can blend in with our main enterprise.
Maybe an exciting part of technology or some exciting technology in general.
Right.
That you work.
Mm-hmm. I believe that for me would be, AI sounds like this very big buzzword, yeah, but when you cut to the chase and you definitely see AI-based products or best practices applied on real networks, on real automation, on real orchestration, it feels like magic. And that's something that I believe we should all be exploring right now. Baby steps, of course, but it's definitely something that we must have a look at right now. I don't know you, Shereen, what's exciting for you?
And just clarifying again, so this is just what's like exciting in the tech realm right now. That's what we're answering.
Yeah, right now and for you.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with Poncho. I think that AI, there's so much hype around it. There's something new coming out every day across so many different domains. Um, I think that that's the most exciting part from my lens and my everyday work. I think the most exciting thing is waking up in the morning to something completely new every day. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Shereen, I know you work with a lot of these AI technologies during your career, very close. Would you please share, like, with which framework, with which technologies, maybe some of your previous project?
So in the past, I actually have a lot of work that I did that I can't share here just because of competitive analysis stuff. But most of it, I did use a Jupyter notebook. And actually, I have a question for Poncho, if I could,
Sure.
because I know you mentioned earlier that you have a lot of experience with, Cisco technologies and like these networking DevOps processes. How are you able to get that across in a Jupyter notebook? Because when you're interfacing with the server, how do you tell that narrative in that platform?
Right. I mean, it depends on what's your use case, what you are showcasing in the moment. But for example, more than often, it's about, I don't know, data models or a library that allows you to interact with these devices. So it's what I often do is to have this very, very small, very specific code snippets, and I just trigger them as I go speaking, as I am explaining the solution. So it's like, hey, now I'm gonna get these configurations from this device using this library, and I do that very small thing. Then I want to commit these configurations. I want to roll back everything. So it's this very, very small code snippets, what I normally do.
Yeah, thanks for sharing this. Again, I ask our community to leave comments in their question in comments, and we will try to address them during the stream. Yeah, and my next question is about your future project in DevNet. What do you plan to do? Which Cisco or open source technologies you plan to use? What's your deliverables in nearest few months?
I can lead that one. So For me, I'm really excited to get my face on the DevNet YouTube, get some videos going. So you'll definitely see my face around, not only in the live stream, but with physical videos. And I don't want to spoil too much yet, but you can probably guess that it'll have a focus on AI. And I really hope to kind of bridge like the gap between like all the hype that's going on in AI and what you can actually implement today in your current workflows, just make it more um achievable, attainable. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. So for those who didn't subscribe yet on our channels, please subscribe. As I understand, all future like stream or videos, Shereen will publish on our platforms, and you can interact with this content and with Shereen there. Yeah, Alfonso, what about you?
Right. What I plan to do is to focus mostly on improving the development and consulting experience when it comes to the DevNet platform. Time and again, it's difficult to have a proper development lifecycle end to end. There are many things that can go wrong. There are many things that can be confusing. Which tools can I use? How can I keep up with the software demands, with my documentation, with my code repositories? All these things that really keep us from unleashing the true potential of us and our team when we are developing a solution for network automation. That is the bridge that I'm trying to, I mean, that's what I'm trying to, the gap that I'm trying to bridge, sorry. With a pinch of AI, definitely, but that is mostly. It's the consulting and the development experience, hassle-free, no rush, no hush. And I'm going to be publishing blogs, repositories, and a couple of videos here and there anytime soon. So stay tuned.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. I want to ask you about your like tools that you want to use before. For example, operation systems like, I don't know, FreeBSD or some Linux, some other Linux distributions, or like some other tools that can help you automate your work. Any tools that you can share with our community that were helpful for your work.
Right. I can take this one. I can start with it. The OS, it really depends on what you are doing, but mostly Linux-based operating system, that's going to be the default for most of your projects. And more on the personal side, rely entirely on a code-based approach for everything. From, yes, your actual source code, but also to your requirements, your documentation. If it is not there somewhere in a repository, if it's not being versioned, if it's not being reviewed, if it's not being merged, then it simply doesn't exist. We can have different sources of truth. We can have different tools for documentation, for the requirements, for discussions with our customers, with our partner, with our peers, and so on. But if it's not there, documented in a repository of any sorts, it simply doesn't exist. So that's my default tool, a repository somewhere, somehow, and we take it from there. That's an advice that I would like to give.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. Shereen, what about you?
Well, is it fair to second what Poncho said? I think that's for everyone in the dev world, you need to start with a repository to have your stuff being viewed, shared, especially in this open source environment that most of us are a part of, right? When you're dealing with something like DevNet. So yeah, seconding that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, since we are talking about open source, I want to ask, what is your like top 2 or top 3 open source projects that you use or contribute or follow?
Very good question. I don't, Shireen, you have something top of your mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so lately, I am brand new to Cisco, so I don't really have like a bunch of like open source, at least related to Cisco, projects that I'm a
It's
part
not,
of.
sorry, yeah, it's not related to
It's in
Cisco. It's
general.
like in general, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like so the only one that I spent most of my time on in the past couple of months was that agent communication protocol project, which is from IBM Research, and that was a really great way to get my like feet wet with what are these agentic frameworks? How do you build them? What does governance for stuff like that look like? And so now moving forward, as I'm on this like agentic framework journey, I think, I definitely see myself getting involved with maybe more MCP forward, open source work. They have a lot of great documentation and an active Slack group. So yeah, that's where I see myself moving forward, although I don't have a bunch of stuff I'm involved in right now.
Yeah, cool. So it's a project connected with AI agents, interaction, and with MCP. Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I also want to deep dive in this as well. Alfonso?
In my case, like open source wise, what I used to spend most of my time with was data models, which are of crucial importance in the networking world. So it's the public data models from IETF, from this international consortium. Also some proprietary models, but that were open sourced by their manufacturers, like not only from Cisco, but also from other companies out there. And the Open Config initiative as well. Those they aim to create an fully open source environment, so we can use the same data models to talk to all the different vendors out there that are willing to adopt them, to implement them. So I think it has been basically that, and the Pi ATS project that was created at Cisco and that was released as open source. It's also very, very interesting framework that with which you can do a lot of things. So I used to spend a lot of time in there. But definitely, I mean, I'm as Shireen was mentioning, I'm looking forward to join this agentic journey and go through all of these things that are happening in this fast-paced open source world around the agents.
Yeah, cool. I see some comments about agencies. So yeah, um, agency it's a project um, for agent collaboration, and Cisco recently donated to Linux Foundation, so it's now open source and under Linux Foundation umbrella. Um,
If I could add on that, I just wanted to say that I'll be doing work with agencies, so I'll be giving updates on that along with my AI content. So, yeah.
yeah, cool. Thanks.
Mhm.
I want to ask you also about how do you balance staying with current like new technologies, Cisco and third-party technologies while you are doing your actual job? How do you balancing all this?
I
Right.
usually,
Please go ahead. Please go ahead, Shireen.
we should have like a little emoji, like a hands up, like, oh, time
Yeah,
to speak.
I agree.
Um, so I would say that to stay current with the news of what's going on in tech, I like to start off my day with like a podcast. Like literally the first hour of my day is really split between podcasts and newsletters, digest the information that I found interesting. And then it's really easy to keep that as a part of you because it's so interesting, right? To wake up every day and hear this cool stuff happening in the space. So that's how I do it.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. Well, what I try to do is, first of all, to be curious, to not be afraid of feeling that everything is like moving too fast, and try to see what's out there that has a practical approach based on what people need in the industry, and trying to think about it almost as if you were a kid, like, hey, if I could solve this using magic, how would the solution look like? Like, how would I solve this, like in the blink of an eye? And then try to take it from there. Like, what's out there? What could you ideally use with this purpose in mind? And then get to it by doing research, by reading, by asking our colleagues, definitely asking people who have gone through all of that, and try to, piece it little by little, just to put all the pieces in there. And yeah, and having everything on a repository. That's important.
Yeah. Shereen, which podcast do you follow?
One of my favorites at the moment, it's okay, I'm gonna mess this up. It's either What's in AI last week. Oh, it actually, see, that got my juices going. It's uh Last Week in AI. So it's like
Oh,
Last
cool.
Week Tonight. It's a popular like news show, evening news show here in America. And so the play on it is like Last Week in AI. So yeah, but they post something every day, including the weekend. So on Mondays or earlier in the week, there's like so much to catch up on, and yeah, can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, Alfonso, and which like YouTube channels or podcast or sub-mailers do you follow?
Yeah, I cannot think of specific names right now, but my social media feeds are full with AI content, and especially on LinkedIn, what I like to follow is industrial approach on AI, especially when it's aimed towards a specific industry or specific use cases. I'm really curious about that. And in the networking world, it is getting there. There's more and more focused content on this, like things that are being developed for the networking world, and that's something that I really like to have a look at.
Yeah. Cool. We have 3 minutes left, and is there some things that you want to share with our audience, like announcement or how they can reach out to you, or some asking for collaboration or whatever you want?
Yeah, I can say that I'm the only Shereen Bellamy on LinkedIn. So if you that's fun fact. So if you go ahead and add me on LinkedIn if you have any requests for collaboration, either virtually or I'm based in the Boston area and I do a lot of in-person meetups. Mainly in the AI space, it's within the Python community, but AI is applicable everywhere as we've discussed today. So I'm very open to branching out beyond that.
Yeah, cool.
Nice. And I mean, in my case, definitely I'm open for any sorts of collaborations, especially events, talks, chats, whatever that may be. I'm always interested on having a good conversation around about all these topics. So yeah, I mean, LinkedIn, you will not find me as Poncho. For all the Hispanic community out there looking at this stream, you will know that this is our de facto nickname, right? In all these countries. I'm from Mexico, by the way. That's why I go by this nickname. However, on GitHub, if you look, you can find me as Poncho Titlan. That will resonate a lot with the Mexican audience here. And yeah, I'm always open to have a coffee and talk about network automation and beyond.
Yeah, it's cool news for our community, and we thrilled to have you in DevNet team, and Thanks for sharing about your experience and answering questions. Yeah, thank you again, Pancho and Shereen.
Anytime.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
Thanks, bye.